Modern money theory is as intuitive as modern physics. So both are not that intuitive. And while modern physics has been without already for a few centuries, even 100 years, so it's becoming more intuitive as people get more accustomed to it and more used to it. So things that were in the past not that intuitive are becoming more and more intuitive. And the same thing with modern money theory. It's actually not really fully implemented, and the way to understand it is that it's like taking the concept of money, and where in the past we used money in order both to make trade, to make transactions, and to store value. So you would store cash. So in this MMT, the abbreviation for modern money theory, money is transforming into a medium of transactions, into something that is flowing. And therefore we get the concept of the velocity of money, and that money is losing its value. But according to modern money theory, the MMT, it's actually not interesting us. Really, this is my little bit of my interpretation of it in order to understand it, because just like modern physics, where we talk about the cat that both lives and not lives, we need some interpretations. And even if they are not exact, in order to understand the concept from the outside. So my interpretation is that we are taking the concept of money in MMT and transforming it from a store of value into something that accommodates transaction. So if something is a store of value, let's say money in the past, and store of value, you would expect it to have some value. So in modern money theory, the money is only satisfying transactions. So you can think of money in MMT as the electrons, as the bits. So you don't really care in computers about the number of bits that are flowing through the internet, and you don't say that if the number of bits that are flowing through the internet is increasing, then the value of bits is decreasing. This makes no sense. The same thing in MMT, where in the past money had value and you would store it. Now it's only the flow, it's only the electrons, it's only the bits that are flowing, and therefore this can enable governments to print an infinite amount of money. It all makes sense in MMT. So what is the actual store of values? Just if we look at the internet, then the end computers, the software, the actual businesses that we have, the startups, the TVs that we buy, the actual products, this is where the value is. So in MMT, and the value is not in the bits, the value is not in the electrons that are flowing from one computer to another. The electrons and the bits are only satisfying the need to transfer the information. And in MMT, the money is only there in order to satisfy the transaction. So where is the value? The value is in the companies. The value is in the stock markets. The value is in the commodities. The value is also in the businesses, in the computers, in the real thing, in land, in the real thing. But the value is not in the money anymore. This is a drastic shift from a store of value and something that satisfies transaction into something that only satisfies transactions. What is the justification for this? The justifications for this is saying, hey, if we can get into another layer of abstraction of money and say that its purpose is different, then we can get liberated from all the things that we had when we did not have this. So now we can get liberated from the fact that we have a limit on the printing of money, because we can limitlessly print money because it's only bits, it's only electrons, it's only satisfying. So if we can print an infinite amount of money, it would not cause inflation because it's only money, it's only transaction, it's not the actual value here, it's not the oil, the money. And therefore, this can liberate the government, this is the justification, this can liberate the government to print an infinite amount of money because it's only satisfying the transaction and everyone can get happy.